Hello everyone, welcome to another Drop Frames. It's the week of video games, officially. Whatever, the week of every game coming out this year, basically. Wolfenstein, Assassin's Creed, Mario come out on Friday. Destiny 2 launched yesterday on PC, which, let's just be honest, I mean, that's the real release of the game. All right, no one's playing. I feel bad for people playing Destiny 2 on console right now, I really do.
They felt bad for us, though, when we were...
I don't know if they felt that bad.
Actually, that's true. I don't think they cared. I gave that a second thought.
Yeah. That game is buttery smooth. But we'll get to that in just a little bit, because we also got some TwitchCon stuff to talk about, because both Zeke and Max were there. So I'm interested to get their thoughts. Me and Co, if you missed it last week on Friday, talked over the TwitchCon keynote and gave about 3 hours worth of us just kind of bouncing back ideas between one another about the whole con. So we've kind of talked that to death, but I'm interested to hear what it was like being there as well.
I'm just mad that like during the keynote's address,
yeah.
Okay, they opened the doors, they were letting everybody in. I kind of didn't know where the theater was, and I had friends that were going in one door, and I went in a different door. And I was trying to get to the theater, and by the time I found out where it was, which was like really super close, and I felt like an idiot for not knowing.
Yeah.
And I got to the door to get into the keynote, and the security lady was like, "Nah, we're at capacity. We're at capacity." And I was like, "Well, fuck, all right." So we knew that if they're at capacity in the actual theater, that they would be playing it in the H1Z1 arena before the tournament day started or whatever.
Right.
So come to find out, they were not at capacity. They were not even fucking close to capacity.
No, they weren't. You could tell they weren't.
They were just turning people away for whatever reason. I have no fucking idea why.
I don't know either.
Because my buddy he saved like 2-3 seats. There were nobody around him. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so we get to the H1Z1 arena. And we're just kind of standing there, we're looking up at the screens. Keynote starts half an hour late, of course.
Yes. Yep.
So we're standing there just like watching along. And I don't remember who it was, but she came out to talk about extensions and other things, right? Mm-hmm. Right when she's like, and next up, Twitch extensions. H1Z1 beginning in 1 minute.
So you didn't see any of it.
Fucking keynote.
Oh, why?
In the middle. Well, because they had a fucking schedule to keep.
Okay.
Like, I understand, but I was like, oh, this is okay. This is where we're gonna get the good stuff. All right, we're starting to get the good stuff. Oh fuck! What?
Zeke,
oh.
I think you probably learned there was no good stuff except for the the gift subs at the very end.
Yeah, no, I heard about there's 2 good things: the gift subs, which I think is great. Now, they didn't say anything about gifting with bits, right?
Nope. They didn't go into any details on anything.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't? They were just super vague about it?
Yep. Everything they announced was real vague. And they had like a 20-second
It was mostly
clip.
like, it was top-level idea stuff for most of it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, good. I'm glad I didn't miss anything there.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, the achievement levels.
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty cool. Like on your way from affiliate to partner, you can see like mark off things as you climb the ladder.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely good. For it's good that after what is it 5 years they finally have a system that is semi-transparent for how to actually get partnered on Twitch.
Yeah.
Not only that though, I mean, also the raid feature looks really cool. Like I can't wait to start using that regularly. And the status page is going to be very good for many of us that follow that stuff.
I forgot about the stats page. Yeah, there's not much to explain there, so that stuff is needed. By the way, I forgot a Drop Frames ritual. What episode are we on?
Today is 791A.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll have the B-side next week probably. So.
Correct.
Probably like Tuesday or something.
Oh, you're coming back for another week, Max?
Yeah. He'll be here on Tuesdays.
I have no idea what's going on. Yes.
The B-side is actually
with like a bad fake mustache just over his regular one.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Boom.
Yeah. The B-side is actually just Drop Frames, but played from finish to start. We just play backwards.
Oh man, I would love to see like bizarro gassy Mexican.
Do you guys press these on vinyl and there's an A and a B side?
Yeah, that's actually it.
It's
It's
only the collector editions, which
it's a new
viewers can
business
order
model.
after the show. It's DLC.
Yep.
Oh shit, I don't even know if many of these viewers out there know what a B-side is.
Yeah, they might not.
Maybe just for the vernacular.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was kind of fun. I don't know. I didn't I would think I was distracted during this part, but I thought it was really cool that there's something called rituals.
Me and
which I
Code
think
did
is
as well. That
Fucking
was
awesome name. I think
such
it's
a
just
weird
great.
name.
Just like, oh, you want to be a partner? Sacrifice the cat.
Yeah.
Let's go look in the entrails and I'll tell you.
Twitch is now a cult. We actually do bleed purple here at Twitch. We have to get a blood transfusion.
And if you don't bleed purple,
Why do you think I'm wearing this?
I know. Yeah. Everyone just wears the Twitch onesies in chants.
It's a onesie. That's what it is. Go buy them. Wear them on stream.
Yeah.
Wear them. Everybody wants one.
Is that the biggest size they have, by the way, Zeke? Because if that, it looks a little snug on you, and if it's a little snug on you, there's no way it's gonna fit me with that onesie.
Well, it only looks a little snug because of the hood. I have the hood up.
Okay.
Like without the hood up, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Okay.
If this is an XL, it fits just fine. I got it on over top of my clothes, and it's not. I don't feel restricted in it. But I think the biggest size I have is 2XL.
Okay. All right. We might have to do that.
So I'm not sure
I need to
how
find
big
an
that is,
XL.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those. I think. Can you get those on the Amazon store? Or was that only at TwitchCon?
I think it's only a TwitchCon because
Oh fuck.
I've seen people tweeting out about selling them on eBay for like $150 now, and they were 60 at the store.
I thought that they were available on the Amazon store, and then I checked like the other day. Granted, I didn't thoroughly check. I just went on Amazon and typed in Twitch store, whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything. But
Random tangent. Have you guys, any of you guys using the Amazon merch store for your own merch? Or are you all situated on your own platforms right now? Whatever they may be.
I have not.
Not.
I thought about using it. I was like, I don't know, maybe I should test out a new site. And then I went to because my merch is through Design by Humans, and I went to their booth, and I'm on a fucking mural. Like there's a mural of all these broadcasters.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there.
Like,
I walked past
man,
and saw
now
it.
I'd feel bad if I tried to test out other fucking waters, you know? I mean, the Design by Humans people have been great, and I have absolutely no complaints about it. It's just, you know, you want to dip your toes in everything, see which one, like, you know, gets you the most money, right?
Right. Yeah, I haven't looked into the business aspects of it at all. That's why I was kind of curious. But anyways, that's besides the point.
When you said merch store, did you mean like the Amazon stores for gear and stuff, or for shirts and everything?
Like they opened up the Amazon store for partners, so you can sell your own like shirts, your own designs on shirts through Amazon, which is kind of nice because like it's Amazon, right? Like it's not like the average person's gonna be designed by humans. What's that? It's like, oh, it's Amazon. Everyone fucking knows what Amazon is. So I wonder if that's gonna help or not. Sorry,
Has anybody had any like actual? How new is this? It's pretty new, right?
like month maybe. Okay,
that. So have you heard, or has anybody got any like feedback on like what the actual quality of the shirts and stuff are like? Because that would be that's number one for any merch
actually
thing.
the biggest one for me.
Yeah, I don't.
Two different merch stores over the last 2 years. And the reason I left both of them ended up being because of quality issues. I've actually found one now called Fan Fiber, which is awesome. And they're also based out of EU, so they ship there. It's the highest quality shirt company I've found that I can put my logo on, essentially.
That's good.
But I'd love to know, like, just to see, like, does Amazon have quality options?
I think
can you order higher quality things.
I think Cinnamon Toast Ken actually has a shirt on that, and I'll be seeing him this weekend in person. So me and Max might be able to
ask him to bring some samples.
Yeah,
because I mean, I got this one
and
recently. It's just like sandpaper. It's the worst thing I've ever bought.
It's horrible when you especially when you have so many shirts that like. So what? What are you laughing at?
Just around.
This is totally one of my shirts.
I wasn't even talking about the shirt, by the way. I just meant the image.
Yeah. That's actual sandpaper.
The shirt's actually really comfy. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's the most depressing thing in the world when you get a shirt that especially you really like. And I can only imagine how that plays out for fans who are like super excited. They wait maybe like, I don't know, almost like up to a week a lot of times, you know, just for the shirt to even get there. And then it's just fucking sandpaper. And they're like, well, I'm never going to wear this again.
Well,
I guess.
The worst part, I know Dodger especially has had fans that have gotten, and I forgot what brand this is. I'm not going to drag him through the mud, but whatever company she was using beforehand, they would send out shirts to fans of Dodger, and Dodger's fans would receive them, and they would be like the image, but printed backwards, or the image with like missing half the image, or the image with like no color on it, or just like random bad shipping issues, or bad production issues. So
Dude,
It's
the
shitty.
company I used before mine, whatever process it used to put the images on the shirt made them smell like vinegar. And
Yeah.
every time
Well,
they
that's
send
pretty
a shirt,
normal.
there'd be
I've heard
this thing with it, like, your shirt smells funny. We know, don't need to call us. And
Yeah.
it's like, but dude, the second time I got that, like, it was so strong. It
Yeah.
was seriously like, get this out of whatever room
That's
you're in.
part of the chemicals they use for the print screening, I think, is what that is.
I don't know, man.
That's
That was
really
one of the
bad,
reasons I left that company. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
terrible. Like that, you don't want that when, just like Gats was saying, when a fan receives your merchandise, you don't want to assault one of their senses for the first thing. It's like,
Just-
hey, thanks for this shirt.
Just put now with new Co smell. Just
Scent of Co.
Scent of Co.
Can we bottle it?
Yeah.
Put it in the cat box for a while.
God. Yeah.
No, I remember like talking. Speaking of T-shirts, like I don't know when you guys started making them, but I remember making prototypes in like the mall, like iron-on, like
Oh
shit,
God.
like
Yeah.
I never
just
did
like
that.
picking out designs. I was like, let me put that together, and then like pressing them down and just like, I still have them somewhere, but like fucking garbage.
Yeah,
just
those
like
shirts don't last long.
like the
But for
most
shirts?
cut rate like little league team shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the
shirts
ones
won't
that
last.
design disintegrates after like a wash or two.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, let's go jump back to TwitchCon. I was kind of surprised, and maybe I just follow people who are cynical as me. I was surprised by like the amount of negative comments around the majority of TwitchCon. Granted, I'm sure everyone that went had a fantastic time, apart from all the bad stuff. But like, there seemed to be a lot of random issues throughout the weekend, like security not knowing where to tell people to go. Like Zeke was talking about, start not letting them in. I think Ann also had the same issues as you, where she just couldn't get into the conference. I heard that a lot.
The kind of stuff that Ann was tweeting about, that is about as red flag as you can get for a situation like that. Because basically, like, some of the things she was tweeting was basically like, I can't get to my business meetings because people are preventing me from going there for one reason or another.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of like, dude, partners are getting flown out to TwitchCon, and that's one of the reasons a lot of them are going.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they can't get to their meetings, I don't know, man. That seemed really, really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did they ever kind of address that and say like what happened? And
I don't know. Maybe
she wasn't the only
personally-
one having problems.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe personally to her, but I don't think I ever saw anything public from Twitch all weekend long. But for Max and Zeke, like what was it like on the ground floor? Like, did you guys experience that? Was it as disorganized as it seemed from tweets, or is it completely blown out of proportion?
The best way to combat all of that is to operate on GMT time, yes, Mexican time, where you arrive a little bit later than everybody else.
It's true.
So the line and the bulk of everything that everyone was dealing with is gone.
It is
So-
true. Yeah. Without a
No,
doubt.
I
that's true.
did notice a little bit of that. There was increased security. Like, bravo to them for having pretty thorough bag checks and things like that. Maybe I'm sure there's always different stories that splinter off from different people saying like, oh, they let this person in with that. But from what I saw, there was a pretty heavy police presence. Like the moment I walked up, there was like 2 cops strolled by, and I went into line. At that point, it wasn't too bad. It was. I will say overall with the con, they did need a better for that particular con. That venue, they needed a better sense of like signage of like this way, like directional signs.
Oh, okay.
Saying like, because I walked up to the front part of what I thought was the entrance, and it said line forms here, and then they had like a little like a metal detector, and it looked like, oh, I just came really late and like during the line had dissipated. But no, I had to go all the way around the other side of it, and that's where the true entrance was. And there was no sign that I saw that, and if it wasn't big enough that said like entrance to con this way. Like I think where I entered was where they had the glitch theater or whatever, like the main theater for the PJ Salt and stuff. Pretty sure that's what it was, and they had like the fountains right there. But even inside the con too, like they had signs for like, creative corner and whatever, like that hung above and were illuminated. But there was a big lack of, like I said, directional signs. So like I was trying to find my panel, the panel area where they had it. Typically, I know from previous conventions and stuff, it's up one floor usually, and they have it in the little conference rooms. So I knew that much, but I had no sense of direction where it was, and I had to go all the way across the entire expo hall. They just needed like banners that said, like you're in an airport, they give you an arrow that says this way, and then that leads to another sign, and that leads to another sign. So that's something that they should probably fix for next year. I don't know if it was something to do with the venue, or they
I
just
will
didn't
ask.
think about that. But
Only because I know there's probably a Twitch staff say, but did you use the app? Did either of you use the phone app?
I did.
to
I
see
used
if-
the app.
Did that help? Was that beneficial?
Not really, no. I even looked at the in-person signs, and the way they had it laid out too didn't really. I mean, it didn't really help. That here's the thing: if you have a diagram of how to get to point A to point B, but you have no signs to help you get to that point that you just saw on the map.
Sure.
Like in person, there's one thing is like it's a nice digital map. That's cool, but it's not matching up to anything.
It wasn't the app for me that was. It was the fact that once you're there, your phone is like just a brick in your pocket.
That too,
like,
yeah.
It's like, I mean, you can
signal?
type on it and you can look at stuff, but it's not going anywhere and nothing's coming to you. So like you can't open the app in the fucking convention because the service there, and that's with all cons. Like service at cons is fucking shit. It's garbage. But I will say like that helped me a lot. Like I carried around the hard copy of the map, the schedule, the whole thing. I even I made fucking notes like telling me like where and when shit was. Like I circled shit in the thing, and it wasn't that complicated to get around once you got to one specific a big area. Like I am in the H1Z1 arena, and then you can kind of see like from there like where shit is and that kind of stuff. I mean it was okay. It was okay laid out, but the app just I couldn't use it because I couldn't get any fucking cell service.
I'm not trying to say that like it was completely horrible. It wasn't. Like there was still like signage and things like that. I think the biggest lack of direction that they had was just having, like I said, those guiding signs, the ones with the arrows that tell you to get to this point, and then from that point you jump off to another sign that tells you to go this way.
Right.
But as far as getting into the con, I can't really comment on like the security and how bad it was. I know it was heard from everybody that it was like a mess at the beginning, but I think they improved it to their credit. Like they did improve the situation a bit, but I got there a little bit later than everybody else. I've never been one to go like in the morning because I know it's always a madhouse and a mad rush. So I usually go a little bit later.
That's true.
See, I was there like right when the doors open I think all 3 days. I was there right when the doors opened because
you were working the event, right?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't? Okay. All right.
No, I only did what I wanted to do at this event. Like I agreed to do panels that I wanted to be a part of, and the rest of the time I just went and watched panels or other things that I wanted to see and stuff. But I got there most every day, right, like either a half an hour before the doors open. And the one thing I will say, like, the lines were not like separated very well. Like they had attendees, partners. I'm not sure if they had an affiliates one, but and an exhibitors line, and they had them like labeled at the front. But once you get far enough back, it just becomes a glob of where the fuck is my line? Like, am I in my line? I don't know. Because we see it up there, but are you in this line? Like, are you in the fucking
There was a partner line?
Yeah.
Probably to get in at the beginning of the day. That's the only time you would ever stand in that stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
They got a little bit better as the con went on, but the first day there, it was just like a fucking obviously one of the privileges of being a partner is you get some perks, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get in the partner line to get in a little early, and it was just laid out kind of just real meandery and kind of funky. They got it a little bit better as the thing went on, but it was still kind of a mass confusion for a while there.
How about the the panel rooms? How was that? Was that just kind of like a normal panel room, like PAX and all that stuff? Everything was pretty much fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your general, convention floor fair or convention center. It was fine.
One thing I did see you combat, Max, actually on your panel specifically, they used copyrighted music during the breaks, and so the beginning of the panels, a lot of panels that I saw were like cut off by a couple minutes because it was auto muting stuff in the VODs because it was like Rick Springfield or Meatloaf or whatever, and so it was like it was like cutting off the first like 3 minutes of like, hey everyone, welcome to the panel, I'm Gassy Mexican, blah blah blah. Yeah, that stuff was getting kind of shitty.
Yeah, thankfully I ripped that VOD and I was gonna put it up today. But
that's good.
Yeah, they didn't have any. It was like a decent fade. I was worried about that too because I was looking through the anytime you go back to see if you're grabbing like a highlight for your own use or whatever, you're just like, fuck, don't be muted.
Yeah. And I wonder,
worst feeling.
I wonder if that was not necessarily Twitch, but if that was like the PA system that the convention hall, like they bought the rights to these songs to play in their convention hall because you have to buy that shit. And then didn't like tell Twitch that, hey, we're going to play all this copyrighted music that's going to fuck your VODs over when we play that on stream, which kind of sucks. So that was a little unfortunate, but most panels that I saw the VODs of were fine. I just know that there was some issues with that. And then what about like the nightlife? How was that? Both the parties that Twitch put on and just kind of like Long Beach as a convention destination. How did you guys feel about that?
Man,
I didn't go to either Twitch party. I'm just gonna go put it out there. I didn't go to either one because both ones were horrible from the beginning, from what I heard. And like the Shindig, I really wanted to go to that, and I even like made a fuss to like get into that because my email was like lost for a while, so I felt bad about not going. But also like I went there, and the line was just so fucking massive.
I heard it was like a mile long or some shit.
I mean, you can say, yeah, I didn't get there super early, right? Like I didn't get there really, really early, but it's really hard to do that when you're trying to come off the show and you have obligations during the day. You need to eat dinner. It's kind of unrealistic to expect somebody to just be like there at 7 or 8 or whatever it was. You can do it, but food was more important, and it was just, the line was fucking crazy. So I was just like, all right. And this is something that we've all kind of predicted a little bit. We've definitely talked about this before in the past, just amongst ourselves. Is like, as Twitch's base, just its general viewer base and fan base, and also partners, just gets bigger and bigger exponentially. How do you manage, and what is the solution?
That's
like,
exactly
nobody
what
I think has an answer for that.
I mean, they said 110,000 affiliates and like 20,000 partners. How do you manage that on any level when it comes to like an in-person con? That's fucking insane. But yeah. Zeke, the line wasn't that long. Is that what you were trying to correct?
No. I was saying that when you were saying that it was a mile long, that was for the Queen Mary party, the big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Max talking about the Shindig, which was the partner party.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
the
supposed
first day. Which the line for the partner party was fucking still stupid long. I was in that line for an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in that line for an hour, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" It's like, are they letting people in? I just think it's just points of ingress. Like, there's just not enough points of ingress. You got 4 people working 5 hours, when what you should have is 20 people working 1.5 to 2 hours to get everybody fucking in.
Well, that also sucks for the employees, right? Like, hey, come to the big celebration of Twitch and work the entire fucking weekend and don't celebrate at all. I understand, that's their job, but that sucks.
Like, I walked by an employee at the, like, giving out wristbands at a table, and I walked by and I looked at him and he goes, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
It was fucking awful for them, I'm sure. Like, I have nothing but empathy for anybody who was actually a Twitch employee that tried to work this party.
Yeah.
But no, I stood in line for an hour and I chatted. I had a good time. It wasn't horrible. So, but I walked in and the party venue was fine. I'm not sure what, like, I'm guessing what took so long was
it's probably security purposes, right?
Check bags, I guess, because they're metal detector. They had to check you in, like, on a phone, like someone was going around on a phone, like, "Okay, what's your last name? Check you in." Okay, they were going along the line doing that and then handing out wristbands and stuff. But I understand how tough it is, but I'm just saying, like, the facts are, I stood in line for an hour to get in, and then it really just opened up.
There's just no one.
Like, it was busy, but it wasn't like disgustingly busy.
Yeah.
I could get a beer like fairly quickly every time I wanted one, which I wanted one many times.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I got to hang out with a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a year, that kind of thing. So, I mean, the party itself was pretty good. I also, I don't know who did it, but I'm going to give the credit to Bike Man because, he's a
suave individual. Person. Yeah.
Yes, when it comes to things that he wants to get done. And we were outside and he was like, "This is the fucking mixer. Why do they have this fucking loud music out here?" And I assumed that he went to do something about it because, like, 15 minutes later, the music on the outside of, like, the tent area, because there was like a tent, because it was held outside.
Yeah.
There was like a tent area and the DJ was inside the tent, like spinning tunes and stuff. They turned the speakers that were facing out into the, like, away from that tent, they turned those off.
Yeah.
So we could actually have a conversation.
That's
the
good.
music was still inside, but it wasn't outside anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if it was him, but I'll give him the credit because he could be the kind of person.
Give credit to him.
Yeah.
Bike Man saved
But yeah,
TwitchCon.
it
You
was
heard
a
it
lot
here.
of fun. Had a lot of drinks. I mean, there was the whole. I mean, I don't know if we wanted to like talk about it, but we'll talk about it now. But there was IRL people all over the place.
Yeah. Was
Just,
that
like,
that was
with their
Thursday,
lights
right?
on, like filming everybody and stuff like that. And I will tell you, like my personal experience, like no one like I didn't see it, and no one got in my face. It was just like most, and this is what I said to like everybody in my chat yesterday about that whole thing. It's 90% of the people, 99% of the people who are doing IRL are just doing IRL like they should be, like nice, friendly, just filming the crowds and doing whatever. However, the assholes are always louder than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And they always, like you have 1,000 people in a room. If 10 of them are assholes, you're going to hear about those guys.
Right.
Yeah, I think the big distinction too, and it's been brought up before, is that there's nothing wrong with like doing IRL, but there's good practices to go by, right? Like just common sense and common decency of like not shoving a camera in somebody's face that you haven't been like, hey, I'm doing an IRL stream. You know what I mean? Like just a simple thing like that is appreciated. And you know, I know a lot of the counter argument was like, oh, like streaming at a streamer's party, but it's a private party, right? It's an RSVP like invite only party. And granted, Twitch didn't outright say like you can't stream at this party, but like it's a common decency thing, right? Like there's nothing wrong with the act of IRL streaming. However, there's something wrong with IRL streaming and then just being a douchebag to everybody around you kind of deal by not respecting their personal space and privacy. That's all it is. It comes down to, and I think that's pretty simple. Like,
yeah.
You would
well,
think.
and it's like, I mean, going back to the days of like Jackass and stuff like that, or even Candid Camera when they would do that kind of shit, you'd have to get their permission to put it anywhere. Like you'd have to get written consent from the person you're filming to put it on like television or anywhere else. Like even the guy who like had picked up $100 bill with shit all over it. They had to go back to that guy afterwards, and they even filmed it. They went back to the guy afterwards and said, "Hey, we played a prank on you. We're sorry. Will you sign this?" He's like, "Yes, if you give me that $100."
Well, think about Cops or any show. I mean, they go to the person afterwards and they say, "Do you allow us to put you in a public medium?"
Yeah.
And if they say no, what do you get? Blurred faces. You get weird voice change stuff. Like it's kind of wild that that IRL streaming is seemingly just completely immune to having to sign affidavits or that's not the right word. Sign release forms, to sign, you know, like or to verbally say I'm okay being recorded. To more importantly, be recorded when they don't know they're being recorded, and sometimes for long periods of time. It's kind of wild. But what's crazy is I think Max hit the nail on the head. None of that matters if you're just kind of not being a dick about it. Like if it's like, hey guys, I'm recording. Like just want to let you know, because in that if you're kind of upfront and you're courteous and you're genuine about it, then if people don't want to be recorded, they just go, oh okay, see ya. Because turn around and walk away, and then it's like problem solved.
If somebody says to me that, like, hey, I'm IRL streaming, and do you mind? Like, I just wanted to say hi. I'm gonna have two reactions depending on my mood, and since they're courteous, I'll be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. How's it going? Like, where is this? You know, and like that. Or I'll be like, no, I'm just chilling right now. I'm gonna have some drinks, but have a good party. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's the interaction that could take place instead of just like put a camera in my face. And it didn't happen to me. And I know it's a minority of IRL streamers that were doing this, but of course, you know, if enough people do it in a public venue where everybody's seeing this, and you know, of course, it's all out there. It's just immediate. That's the big distinction too. Is like in VidCon, right? And there's people that have been recording all the time. They do this all the time. It's just blogging constantly, right? And that has been a little bit my fear for TwitchCon going forward in the years, you know, coming up. And the main reason it's kind of concerning is because with VidCon, it's just recorded, right? It's not being sent out into the internet where you can't do anything with it. It's just fucking immediately streamed out into the internet. And it's already built into the system of Twitch, the platform, for people to make a clip of something if something goes down and then save that immediately. So there's no filter or buffer there if, you know, something were to happen. Any, you know, God forbid anything bad happens or anything like that, or somebody's embarrassed by it, you know, like there's no filter there at all. And that's my biggest concern, because again, it gets popular. IRL is growing in popularity and people are always like innovating on it. It's cool. But as anything gets bigger and more popular, there needs to be certain guidelines and good practices set in place in order for it to not, you know, fucking shoot itself in the foot kind of deal.
And not only that, like, for instance, when TwitchCon was going on, I was pretty bummed I couldn't go. So there were more than a few times, and I was like, who's streaming from the con floor? Let me see what's going on. One of the first IRL streams I dropped into, this guy was going around, and he was just saying, like, let me find people that I know. Let me find famous people. And within just a few minutes of me watching, he walked up behind somebody, grabbed them on the shoulder, turned them around while they were talking to someone else and said, hey, so-and-so, say something funny. People are watching.
Yeah, like, dance, monkey.
And all I could think of, and the dude they were doing it to is a good dude. And obviously he was a little miffed. But all I could think of is, imagine if he just would have gone up and been like, hey, what's up, man? Do you mind if we talk for a second? Like, it's just a completely different experience. Hey, can I record you real quick? Like, and you could see just this guy just like, and here's the other thing in that same regard. Imagine the first time one of these big IRL streamers with 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 viewers walks up in that situation, grabs a guy by the shoulder, and as he's spinning him around, that big streamer or famous person says something that should never be said publicly, ever. And then all of a sudden, just like you said, Max, that is then in the ether.
Yeah.
How do you think that streamer or that famous person is going to react, knowing that this huge gaffe just happened when they were being recorded and they didn't even know it, they didn't consent to it? Like, the first time something like this hits the fan is, like some people in chat were saying, the first time something really bad happens could set precedent moving forward in the entire industry.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think, just not only that this hasn't happened yet, but we're all just kind of sitting here waiting for this bomb to go off.
And I think that's why so many people watch that stuff, right? Like, that's why the IRL streamers, like, in a sense, drama or something exciting happens, whether it's drama or not. Like, it's that's what people are waiting for. Yeah, it's reality TV. It's purest form.
Reality television.
It's reality TV without
watching the Kardashians. They're watching IRL streamers.
Yeah, it's like the purest form of reality TV because there's no editing. It's not done in post. It's like literally 1-to-1. And I think that's why that stuff generates so much interest. Because don't get me wrong, like, I was watching those streams all weekend when I wasn't streaming because I wasn't at TwitchCon, and it was great to be able to see what it was like walking around.
Sure.
That stuff's great. It's super cool to watch.
I like that. I think that's a good name for it. It's not reality TV. It's actual reality TV. It's true reality TV.
Yeah, and that's the scary part for sure.
Well, I think the most scary part for me is
I need a beer. My Lord.
Like I'm just not sure, like, how to handle a situation. I'm out there. I don't give a fuck about much, and I don't know, like, if I were a person that really did not want to be on camera and was having a camera shoved in my face, like, what do you do in that situation as a person that does not want to be filmed?
Yeah, it's usually pretty
What
awkward.
do you do? Like, you can like try and hide your face and stuff, but
see, my and it
people
didn't
are
happen
persistent.
To me.
Yeah,
it didn't happen to me, but I figured my process would be, politely tell them, hey, I'm not feeling it, kind of deal, but have a good night. And if they persist, then yes, I get ruder and ruder.
Well, and that's
here's what's scary though, Max. Here's what's scary. Then you get recorded being ruder and ruder.
People can take that out of context.
And then someone goes back and cuts out that dude being a dick to you the whole time. So
right.
then it's just you being an asshole.
Even scarier than all that, the scariest part of all that is the person watching that feels upset because of how they interacted with their favorite IRL streamer and then decides to act on that. Whether it's by whatever means you want, that you can fuck with people on the internet. That's the scariest part of all this. Like, I'll take being filmed against my own will any single fucking day over being whatever you want to do to me in real life. Like, that, when it comes to like calling the cops or any of that shit, like, that's the scary part of that is the toxic realms of these IRL streams, at least for me.
And I think you're going to see Twitch eventually. I would hope they're eventually going to say something. I think it's going to be, I wish they said it at the con, just saying, like, we love IRL. We're like, how easy would it be to put out a post just saying, we love IRL. We're happy that you guys are so enthusiastic about it. But, going forward, it is also, we want to make sure that we're cultivating it the right way. And then blah, 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 good practices, this kind of thing. Like, that took nothing to say. And I was a little disappointed they didn't say that at the con. I think they were just afraid of the backlash that would ensue, because today Twitter is Twitter.
You mean Twitch?
Twitch. Saying having this stance or whatever, and I'm sure it was because they were just afraid of the backlash that was happening because it was so fresh and raw. And people like to spin words out of control on Twitter and on the internet and be like, well, it's your live streaming event. You don't want people to live stream, like that kind of thing. People just omit all of the details that are very important and relevant, and they just look at the core thing and just make it this ugly thing of like, it's public space, man. It's a private party. You have to RSVP, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of the folks that came from the IRL community, because let's be honest, Twitch has capitalized on a community that's existed in other places for a long time. But Twitch has been an establishment that has never had to experience this for 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, this is the third con. You know, in the last 2 cons, there was barely any IRL streaming. It wasn't even a thing on Twitch from them. So it's a big shift from what people are used to. All the people that have been here for the last 5+ years, you know, we've just never dealt with it. So the IRL community comes in and they're kind of like, how can these people not want to be streamed? It's like, because we don't do IRL stream. Like, that's not what we normally do. That's not our environment. So
I feel like Twitch is in such a bad position right now, because the second that they decide to act on any of this in terms of like enforcing rules on any of the IRL streamers, the communities of said IRL streamers, for probably good reason, are going to get very upset. And the second that that happens, you're going to have this like really weird divide that occurs on Twitch, where you're going to have, it's kind of already happening, but you're going to have like IRL viewers and everyone else. And those IRL viewers are then going to start being very aggressive to everyone else on the website. You're going to have this weird like push and shove. And eventually Twitch is just going to have to do something to counteract all that. And it's just going to get them a shit ton of bad press. Kind of like it did this past weekend, where there was a lot of hate going towards Twitch because a lot of those rules weren't out there. And a lot of those rules were so being enforced for one person, but not the other, like almost unfair in a sense, where it just wasn't across the board. And that's where it gets really bad for Twitch. Like, how do you win that thing? Because it's a thing that you said was okay to begin with. And now you're like, but let's go ahead and put some rules on it. That's a little bit scary. And I get that from like the IRL streamer's point of view, that you can't go back on something afterwards because it sucks after that. And you're going to get a lot of people upset. And so I don't know what, like, maybe nothing happens moving forward, but I think it's only going to get worse, especially with like BlizzCon coming up in a week. You're going to see a shit ton of IRL streams at BlizzCon. It's going to happen.
What are going to do about it, if anything?
Yeah.
But another thing is, and this is to their credit, this was the first year that Twitch had to deal with this stuff. They did the best they could, but more importantly, I'm sure they learned a lot from this con, as opposed to putting rules down early, letting people know what limits are, laying down expectations for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's a big shift having to deal with that kind of thing. So hopefully next TwitchCon, you know, we'll have just black and white concrete stuff. This is how it is. This is what they want to do. This is what you can do, and things should hopefully go a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Do you think rules like are going to make a difference?
Absolutely. If they say like,
think so?
From the beginning, no IRL streaming of the Twitch party. Or if they have like, you know, hey, this side of the party you can IRL stream on. This, you know, anyone past, no cameras past this point kind of thing.
So like cordon them off like paparazzi?
Or just have a small section for no IRL stuff.
That's
you know,
what we were talking about that last week.
Yeah. Especially like at the Twitch, not the music mixer, the more low key one, you know, where they like call in all the people that, you know, the devs and all that kind of stuff that to have conversations. But you know, I mean, there's ways they can do this. If they want to, there's ways they can do it. They may just have to put the hammer down sometimes or put suggestions up, but there's ways.
I just wouldn't want to be in the situation the Twitches. And the other thing is, it has to be. This will sound weird, but it has to be Twitch as a company and not an employee of Twitch. Because the second that like a face pops out, oh, that person's going to get targeted so fucking bad by the community that it has to be like Twitch as a company that comes out and says this stuff. It can't be whatever spokesperson you want. It can't be like the legal team. It's got to be Twitch as a company that comes out. And the shitty part is people have already come out and there's already faces that are tied to Twitch as a company that are going to get targeted no matter what happens. And that's really unfortunate as well. So
that's another thing, man. It really baffles me sometimes, especially from the bigger IRL streamers, how little they seem to understand how much what they say affects people. Like it's you can tell, especially from some of the younger IRL streamers, like they just say whatever they want. And if somebody walks by that is popular or big, and they say something really derogatory, or man, I didn't hate that guy, or yeah, man, I was fighting with that guy on Twitter 2 weeks ago. He's a complete artard or some shit, which is actually a quote I heard. It's the kind of thing where how can you properly relate to a person like that? Like, dude, you need to think, if somebody is throwing you out of a party and you start yelling at them, and you start saying like, oh, F that person's a son of a bitch, blah 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 blah, then and you have 30,000 people watching every word you say.
Gotta be careful, man. Yeah.
Like,
there's a fruit fly that just flew into my nose.
Yeah, I saw that.
I tried so hard not to make a noise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree, though, Ko. I agree.
You're doing
100%.
pretty well there for a while. I saw that. Yeah. That was good.
I 100% agree, though. So, but yeah, I think that's a decent stopping point, because there is something to say, like, we should probably have an IRL streamer here to kind of give their thoughts on that. And that's definitely a goal, but the week after TwitchCon is not that week.
But that's the thing. Like, you talk to, like I said, like 99% of anybody who's streaming IRL is a normal, decent human being, and like has like decency and understands like how human interaction like works best. That kind of shit.
Right.
IRL, like, I will take Pocket for example. Pocket streams like IRL all the time, and she was streaming IRL at the convention.
Yeah.
IRL streaming can be a beautiful thing. IRL streamers that travel to interesting places, that are super respectful with people they talk to. Like, that's IRL done right is an incredible medium. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see the people that are doing it right start to become more and more popular, but we know how that works.
Yeah. Usually the people doing it wrong will blow up. Yeah. And then we didn't talk about the second, I guess. What do you call the big party that happened on Saturday? That's not the shindig. That's just like the Queen Mary party.
I think that was just the actual like Twitch party. That was the legit one for like in the classic sense of like previous years, where you'd have partners get in, blah blah blah, at a certain time, and then general admission opens up. And they, to their credit, like, I think they picked what they thought would work the best and be coolest for everybody in Long Beach, which was the Dark Harbor thing, which is right next to the Queen Mary where I was staying. And it's kind of just like a Halloween-esque, like, spooky sort of like, fucking theme park. But it's not like, it's like a cross between a theme park and like, you know what I mean? They have the haunted houses and shit like that. And they got like people like blowing fire and that kind of stuff. And it does have a lot of space. But again, it's just, I don't think they could tell and predict exactly how many people, or I don't know. It wasn't enough space, at least at the beginning. The lines were crazy. Eventually it did die down, like kind of midway into the party. But at that point it becomes like, well, is it even really worth me going there? Because, I have all these other friends that I want to hang out with, and everybody has their own schedules and stuff. So I think they tried to pick their best venue, but it just, you can speak more on it. I didn't even go. I just walked past, looked at it, and then I just stayed at the Queen Mary and chilled at the bar up there.
I heard a lot of people, there was like, I guess some sort of shuttle service from a lot of the major hotels. They were on the shuttle service, took the 20-minute ride over to the party, got out, saw the entire horde of people trying to get in, and then just got back on the bus and left. Because they didn't want to deal with the same shit that Max was just talking about. But Zeke, you want to jump in? I know you've been trying to.
No, I just want to say, like, the name of it was officially in the book called The Party. That's all it was called.
Oh, it was just called Party? Okay.
Presented by H1Z1, of course.
Yeah. Did you end up going, by the way? I saw you were hesitant on Twitter.
I was waffling so hard on whether I was going to go or not. I actually had friends that went there and got there, looked at it, said fuck it, and turned around. Like a lot of, I'm sure there was a lot of people who did that. I personally had a panel until like 8:45. Like, I was talking to people until like 8:45, and I got out of there, started texting people, started tweeting at people, DMing and all this kind of stuff. And I saw pictures of the line, like in comparison with the Queen Mary and stuff. And I wanted to go to the party. I like going to the Twitch party. I like it being a huge, big event.
I do too.
It's a great time, like, to be around like everybody. But I just heard people were standing in line for many hours. Like, as far as the just attendees were standing in line for a long time, and I didn't want to go as a partner. I wanted to go with my my viewers and my mods and my friends that I've made over these years, and I wanted to stand in line with them and get in. And I could have, like, I think a couple of people that I know, like, got there, like, I want to say like 9:45 or something like that, and immediately got in because their partner line was like non-existent.
Yeah, that died down pretty quick, I think, eventually.
But I didn't want to just go in with them. I wanted to go in with a whole big group, and I was able to do that last year because at the baseball stadium there were so many points of ingress to get in, and this was like
it's a baseball stadium compared to not a baseball stadium, right? Like I think you make a great point there, Zeke. 100%. It needs to facilitate a gigantic amount of people, which is something I kind of want to ask. Like,
I don't think you can overestimate the Twitch party. I really don't.
Well, no. This is what I'm. Do you think that at a point, Twitch gets too big in terms of the amount of partners, the amount of affiliates, the amount of just the people they need to cater to throw these parties specifically for them?
I mean, you don't see at any Comic-Con, any New York, Chicago, San Diego, you don't see the party.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not that not all the party goers are invited to one big huge fucking party because of the logistical nightmare that it would cause. And I think Twitch has probably gotten too big for that. I hate to say it, unless they have it in a football or baseball stadium.
Which works.
I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Which did work. I'm just saying, man, it's getting big, big, big. And I don't know if they can accommodate it. I don't think it would be like, because they'd have to treat it like a concert, like going to see fucking like someone at the Pepsi Center or something like that. Treat it like, there's going to be 60, 70, 80,000 fucking people there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, specifically at TwitchCon too. Like, I mean, I know it's at the same thing at PAX too. Twitch is like usually the focal party that everybody wants to go to because everybody does Twitch that works in the gaming industry. You know what I mean? Like that is the hotness. You know what I mean? That's the kind of like binding factor through everything in the gaming industry nowadays is Twitch, right? And especially, of course, at TwitchCon, the con for Twitch, it's just going to be crazy. And I don't want to spend too much time saying like it was just complete disaster. Like that's not what it was. It wasn't a complete disaster. It was just, how do you solve that problem? I don't think we have the answer. I think around like 10 or so, a little bit like 10:30 or something like that, it started being more feasible for people to get in. And I don't think anybody was turned away, but
that's what Fishsticks is in the chat saying.
Exactly. Yeah,
everybody got in by 10:45. But when did they stop serving drinks?
Yeah, I heard that.
When they stopped serving drinks at like 11, didn't they start kicking people out at like 11:30?
I also heard it was like an hour to get a drink.
And that's another thing. That honestly is the main, like the fucking final nail.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I might go. How long did it take you to get a drink? It's like, took me about like half an hour, 45 minutes to get a drink. I was like, out.
That is not a party. And say what you want about our alcoholism, all right? But
yeah.
No, but honestly, it's just I get the party, but you got to treat it like it's a fucking concert or something like that. And but here's the thing, from everybody that enjoyed the party, they really fucking enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They thought it was awesome, like all the cool like things they had, the scary Dark Harbor shit that was going on, like the carnival-y kind of atmosphere.
Let's talk about that for a second. My understanding is that to get into the party, you had to go through like a sort of haunted house thing where there's like paid actors that come out and grab you and all that stuff. Was there?
I can't speak to that.
Can you speak to that at all, Max?
What is inside? I didn't actually go inside of it, so I don't.
Fuck.
But yeah, they did have haunted houses and stuff like that. So it would
as
make
someone
sense
who's not in the does not think that's fun, and that's the only way to get in, fuck everything about that. I don't want to fucking have a fucking panic attack to get in. I mean, and I'm not alone in that. I'm not a fucking special snowflake. I'm not the only person out of 100,000 people, however many people are there, that has a thing that doesn't want to fucking be scared to get into a party with my friends. Like, there needs to be a second way to get in that shit.
Wait a minute, JP. You're going to a Dark Harbor event and not expecting to be scared?
I don't even care. I would rather just hang out with my friends instead of going through a haunted house where people are paid there to jump out at you and scare the fuck out of you. I don't know. That should not be a thing in future. And maybe it won't be because they won't hold it around October. But that should not be a thing. There should be this fucking special snowflake entrance where you could just skip all that shit.
So hey, Twitch, Now you know how to keep JP out of your parties.
Yeah, I mean, and also not get sued,
Or
because the second that something like that
have
happens,
one guy at the door every time someone comes in. Blood.
I mean, I'm being
the way to
100% serious. You guys are joking, but someone could sue over that shit. Like,
sure.
it could be a giant fucking legal issue if it goes
didn't you
wrong.
see that guy that jumped out of the garbage can? The guy knocked him fuck out with one punch.
Yeah.
I have seen
like,
that before. Yeah, I've seen that before for sure. That seems like a real big issue that not too many people are talking about because they're probably not scared of that shit. But
Well, I mean, I'm sure like by the time most people got in, like the people that were scaring people were just like fucking half-assing it. They were just mailing it in. It's like,
at the end,
whatever, get the fuck in. God damn it, is it time to go yet?
You know what's
That's
funny?
gotta suck
too,
doing
like,
that for 3
since
hours.
I was staying at the Queen Mary, which is right next to it, like just right next to the thing. The position where my room was, it wasn't a problem because obviously I didn't go to bed very early because it's a fucking con. But I was on the side of the ship where I just heard the Dark Harbor stuff the entire time. So it was like, and like, like some pressurized air going off. And then like a minute would go by. It's like, all right.
Oh,
Me
man.
and Amanda too were like, what the fuck is going on? Because it sounded like somebody in like, we didn't know what it was at first. And it sounded like somebody just in the hotel, like in the ship, like having a really bad time or like is some shit going down?
Someone was just like uncontrollable diarrhea or some shit, losing it on the boat. Yeah. Jesus.
And it finally clicked. I'm like, oh, we're on this side of the ship. I got it. Okay.
I wonder what people thought that stay on that boat that had no idea what was happening. They were just like, someone's dying right now. They just died again. That's a new person. Like, I don't know what you would think.
Based off, we ordered room service, and I told her if the room service gets here, there's probably no problem. Like, because it was hard to tell exactly what it was because it was muffled too, So,
Yeah.
it was just the Dark Harbor thing.
Yeah. In terms of the actual show floor, was there a lot there compared to last year? I haven't heard anyone talk about like the booths or anything.
There's a lot there.
The creative section was fucking good
Much
this
bigger,
year.
yeah.
It was just like Artist Alley at a Comic-Con, man. People were there. You get to meet the artists. You can buy their fucking prints. You can take pictures with them. I think that was probably the coolest new thing that I personally saw. And I don't know if they had, because I don't know if I really, really took a lot of time last year with the creative section. But this year was like right there on the floor, visible to everyone. You can walk up and down, see everybody's art.
That's cool.
You can buy their prints right there. It was fucking great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I met Gears Art there, and I thanked him for my new Kappa card and all that.
Also met the I can't remember his name because I'm shitty at names, but the guy who made the Court of Swords design.
And he had a booth there. Too. Yeah,
it was cool. He had a lot of cool like different designs for posters and shirts and all that, and a couple like to get like a Dark Souls bonfire pin thing or something Dark Soulsy pin. But it was neat. It was really cool. I didn't know that they were going to do that. Like, and I'm so happy that they did because like I spent most of my time when I was just free walking around, just looking up and down the creative corner because they just all had really cool stuff.
It's a cool way to bring that.
They had another person too that was did like custom leather work and stuff and has been working with. They had a thing too for people that had a stream program that were a part of the creative corner. So if you were a streamer that was interested in potentially getting like some unique items and stuff either for you or for your viewers, they would do that. And this person that did like the leather working and stuff for like wallets and things could put like your logo on stuff and had like a little sign up sheet. So it was really cool for somebody who, is maybe looking for interesting, product for their fans and viewers and stuff.
Did
cool.
Did they have like any music or was it just kind of like art based stuff? Did they have any performers or anything like that that you would see if you visited the creative section or the music section?
Not in creative, like the proper booths. Cause I think it'd be a little, I don't really know if it would fit quite well, just having somebody have their booth and just like playing music the entire time. The creative section itself was like pretty much just art based and different, like, creative works like that. Mm-hmm. But they did have people on another, because Twitch had like a bunch of different Twitch stages, throughout the entire event, like they usually do. And I did see a lot of like live performances from people that I would assume were, musical creative streamers and things like that.
Yeah. And then was there a lot of like dev booths there, or was it basically just like the H1Z1? I know Lineage had like a big booth space, but was there a lot of other stuff?
There. Okay. Lineage was there. There was, I think Vermintide, the people from Vermintide 2 had a little bit of a presence. I think they were just kind of walking around though. I don't remember if I didn't make it to their area, their booth. I think they had like a booth where you could try out the game because I know Bikeman tried it out. But yeah, the main ones that I saw were like
Devolver was there.
Devolver was there, which was cool. Yeah.
Jackbox
Jackbox. So there was some presence, but not like huge.
But I do like.
What was that, Cohh?
What were you saying?
Did either of you guys see Visionary Realms there? They make a game called Pantheon.
I didn't see that.
Might have been one of the.
I would have known if I saw them though, because I'm not familiar with either.
Yeah.
What I did kind of like about this year was that a lot of the booths are kind of changing into less PAX boothy and more Twitch boothy, meaning like
They have a streamer.
you can have you can live stream from there. Like I live stream from the
good.
Devolver booth, and I know you could live stream from like the Jackbox guys were doing their gaming, and they would have like hours where you could go watch your favorite streamer play Jackbox games and shit like that. So like I think like the whole developer thing is moving more towards like something that we would want to see rather than something that they think we might want to see like from a PAX or another con like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of people doing, I think it was South Park. This might have been at the Twitch booth. Maybe you guys can speak to this. But yeah, there was a lot of like sponsored streams coming from the Twitch booth for partners that were there, which is cool for the partners that were able to participate in that stuff, because it's nice when you take a 3 or 4 day break and you probably get compensated roughly or an amount that you wouldn't make otherwise because you're not able to stream. So more of that stuff would be cool. But again, how do you facilitate, 10,000 partners doing a sponsored stream over a 4 day weekend to be able to reimburse everyone for doing that? So
yeah.
Any of you go to the closing segment at all on Sunday?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
I heard it was cool.
Yeah,
from
I think
some viewers that went there. But
I think Adam
I didn't
gave a
go.
speech or something there, so I was curious. I didn't get a chance to watch the VOD, but I think
Adam Coble did.
Yeah, he gave like
Oh,
a
wow.
speech during the I guess the finale. I don't know what you. I think they called it the Twitch Yearly, since they have a show called Twitch Weekly.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. But apart from that, I guess from like a stay-at-home perspective, I didn't watch too many of the panels as they were happening because it was during the day when I was streaming, but I definitely went back and watched some after the fact. And that stuff seems cool. Part of me wonders, though, with like, 3 PAXs, Prime, East, South, TwitchCon, and then just the other cons that have different panels at them, like, there's no original panels anymore. It's all the same information out there.
Yeah.
It's all
There's
different
definitely a
people
lot,
on the
for
same
sure.
topics. And that, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happened this past weekend panel-wise. And I don't know if enough people watched them or participated in them or were there in person to warrant that many panels. But I also don't know, like, that's kind of a big draw at Twitch, right? Or that's a supposed big draw at TwitchCon, is that you have all your streamers doing these different panels. So I don't know where like the medium, the happy line is there.
I understand why they have panels and stuff, but I'm right there with you. I even mentioned on one of the panels I did, just like, there's been panels on everything kind of thing. But I think it's worth noting that you have newer broadcasters that are constantly filtering in and haven't seen last year's panel and stuff. So that part of it, it makes sense. But for us, that have seen these panels and have had the same people, or it very much at the very least, like the same subject just kind of been talked about to death over and over and over again, then it becomes kind of tiring and stuff like that. But I do think that it makes sense that they're going to keep doing these types of panels just for the fact that Twitch is growing crazy big, right? So you do have a vast number of the people that may be in the audience as newer streamers.
Well, every time there's a panel at TwitchCon or something like that, there's going to be many similar panels. I think it's just the new stuff that you have to pick out of it. Like I've been to like how to grow your stream panels and how to do this panels and this and this and this panel, but it's just a lot of the same basic information with new like nuggets.
Well, it's new people on the same information, right? Yeah.
Well,
so they
no,
give their
I think
perspectives.
like a year later, new ways to do things.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Like the core of everything is the same. Like how do I get started streaming? The core is the same, but there's going to be little things that you pick up over a year of having done it.
Yeah,
that's
that makes
different.
sense.
Like when I was on the casual to partner panel, I had a completely different perspective than one of the other newer partners that was there, because I got partnered way back when you didn't even know what the fuck. Like you had like
Back in the Wild
like
West.
A couple of different guidelines. It was like, you have to have this many viewers and this many this, and that's it. And you're like, send it away, and you're like, please, please, please. And then they pick you, and you're like, okay, but why didn't you pick this other person who's bigger, or why did you pick this other person who's smaller? Now, like it's completely different. So that's what I think that the benefit of panels are to see how like the little tiny changes that have been made throughout the year.
One thing that I think would be really cool, and they do this already, but I don't know if they do it enough, at least for my wanting, would be to have the people behind, or a spokesperson for the people behind, the product managers, for all of this shit that they announced the past year on Twitch. Like, here's everything we announced, and here are panels about stuff that was announced. So, like, you could have person on that brought bits, or the person that, so even the new stuff, the person that maybe had the idea for raids and kind of where they're thinking of going with that. Like, a 30 or 45-minute panel just on that specific thing, I think a ton of partners would watch that, without a doubt. Just so they could see what the fuck all of this came from, and, like, how the different paths to get where they want, or where they are with all of it.
Dude, that would be cool to whenever they do the TwitchCon keynote at future TwitchCons, like every major announcement gets a Q&A panel.
Yeah.
That's a great idea you just had.
I don't know why they...
That would be awesome. I would go to every single one of those. I
Or
would
watch
go to a
them,
panel on the raids, the achievement system, especially if they took some time afterwards to get feedback on them.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely huge.
Yep, I agree. But yeah, I think we spent about 4 hours on TwitchCon, if you include last week. So anything else you guys want to mention? Any complaints or things that you really enjoyed that you want to see more of?
Yes, there is something I want to see more of, and not just this specific thing.
Yeah.
I want to see more shit like this. The Kaiju fucking big battle.
Oh, how'd that go?
The live Kaiju big battle. Now, our little streamer segment was fun. It was kind of like, it was goofball, and it was, just like me and Tangent and Jericho and Ocadrian and Pow and some of the Devolver guys. We just got up there. We had like our characters, and we did like this little thing, and then we picked up controllers, and we played like WWE for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever until someone won, and then we kind of like left the stage and stuff. But I stayed after, and I sat in the front row, and I gotta tell you, man, how much fucking fun that was, just sitting in the front row, booing the heels, cheering the good guys, starting chants like USA, US, American Beetle,
Yeah.
and then you would say like soup can sucks, because there was a guy dressed up as a soup can and shit like that. Like, I want more goofy shit like that. I think because that was just flat out fucking fun. That's all it was. And there were costumes that were really well done, and there were costumes that were like sweats and fucking pantyhose over the head, like bad.
Were the streamers responsible for the costumes, or?
Nope. No. I'm talking about the Kaiju Big Battle is an actual thing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know nothing about
They're a
this
touring
stuff.
group that do like, I think they're touring, but they do this
okay.
like, the premise of the show is it's professional wrestling with giant monsters in the ring, because they even put like cardboard buildings in the ring to slam people through and stuff like that.
Gotcha. That's cool.
It's really, really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, Silver Potato was like the worst costume ever, because he was just like, it was like a silver tarpaulin like pulled over and like tied around his waist with two aisles cut out.
Nice.
He looked so bad.
Nice.
But it was so much fun. And his name is Silver Potato. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I would love to see more shit like that. And I'm not saying that specifically, but let's fucking goof off. Let's have some fun. Let's just...
Doesn't have to all
let's
be
not
serious,
make this about business. Let's make this about, partying and laughing and enjoying ourselves.
Totally.
Because that was, honestly think that is the time, besides like hanging out with like my streamer friends and mods and viewers and stuff. That was the most fun thing. That was a TwitchCon thing for me.
Ko, you asked about the roast. I watched Jericho's roast. I did not watch Proxy's roast. Apparently Proxy's roast was better, but I was finishing South Park, so I have not watched it, and I did not watch it when it was live. Jericho's roast was fine. Some of the people that were supposed to be there weren't, so there were people that were like last-minute stand-ins, and you could tell because their material was very last minute and not the best, as it usually is at those things. But I feel like those things should exist. I feel like the roast should exist, but I don't know, man. It just
They're not stand-up comedians. is
They're
the
not
thing.
stand-up comedians. Yeah, the streamers are not inherently stand-up comedians. They're not people that can like make scripted material and like deliver them properly
With good comedic timing.
with good timing
things
and all
like
that stuff. So it comes off really fucking awkward sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's
the draw right now.
To speak to it, because I had a little bit of an inside track to that, and DP said it was a friend of mine and stuff like that.
Right.
Sometimes shit gets thrown together. Shit happens last minute.
Yeah.
And like people like, you got this person. Like it's 3 days out, and you're gonna have this person instead of this person, and this person's out, and we got to do a whole roast like in 3 days about this person because this happened and this happened and this happened.
Yeah.
It's just like scheduling fucking nightmare. Was a big problem this year.
Sounds like it, yeah.
And also like people, yeah, I think like the preparedness needs to be jumped up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because I heard some of the jokes before they were even on stage, and they were fucking funny.
They're
Like,
funny
I was
jokes, but
laughing.
delivery
They're
is
good jokes,
rough.
but it's tough to deliver jokes if you don't like. There's a thing you got to have.
It says a lot when one of the people's funniest things they said was them fucking up saying the joke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like that, I think that says a lot. And I don't know how you remedy that stuff because, like, I think the thing it gets immediately compared to is like the Comedy Central roast, but you probably have like teams of comedians for each and every single one of those people that go up there instead of just like, DP trying to make a joke out of that.
Also, most of the time, like on the Comedy Central roast, they're comedians. They're like,
but like Shaquille O'Neal will go up there, right?
True.
He probably has a team of fucking writers to
for
make
sure,
sure
yeah.
that he's funny, right?
because they want. I mean, it's a production. It's a big production. It's going on TV. They're making sure that everything's gonna be funny. So they find an angle that works for Shaq, and you got like writers and comedy people that are like, this would be really funny if you did this kind of deal.
Exactly. So I don't know. I don't know what I want from that, but I think
Twitch,
that
get on it. Ghost writers.
It's got to evolve
comedy
a little
team.
bit. It just has to evolve. Like it right now, everyone watches that stuff because they know that they're going to go watch it, and they know it's going to be kind of cringy to watch.
Now, since I'm kind of too close to this, have any of you guys watched all of them? I think there's been 5
of the Twitch roast.
Because there's
I've watched all but Roxy's.
DJ Wheat, Ms. Vixen, Jericho, and BMS Proxy.
Yeah, I've watched all but Proxies.
Okay, has there been a good one?
Every single one has like its ups and downs.
I don't want to say because I'm too close to it.
Yeah, every single one has like its ups and downs, right? Like,
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
I think for Jericho's, I want to say that like Renee's material was actually really good and like comedic timing was there, and that was like the best one out of there. But one person went up there and like said 2 sentences. They were supposed to be jokes, and then that was that. And then like spent like 10 minutes fumbling with the phone trying to find the jokes. And that stuff sucks.
The entire thing. I heard a little bit of it from other people that were like watching it around me, and like I said, some of the material was really good, but then like you said, just a couple jokes.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I don't know if that was like screw this, I'm bailing kind of deal. Like I don't want to go.
It might just be nerves too, right? Like we should also preface it like the 4 of us. I mean, I think Zeke, you've been on one of them. Ko, you were kind of in one, weren't you?
One. I think I was on Zeke's. I was on like the first roast that was ever done.
The first roast, and that was online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was on Twitch.
That's right.
Yeah, that was when we started them all.
We should just preface
I went to the internet and found wherever I was and erased all of it, and then blackmailed the rest of them to take it down. So I think we should be good.
That's probably true. Yeah, like none of us would be good on there as well. When we're shitting on these things, we're saying that we would be bad as well. So I don't think I could ever commit to one unless like I had people that were dedicating their time and effort to making sure whatever I went up there and said was good. Because otherwise I would just get ridiculed. I would feel so shitty, like Ko just said. I would try to get it blacklisted from the internet.
Well, I was told to be like as bad as I could, and then I did it, and the guy that told me that was like, "Holy shit, dude, that was worse than I thought." And I was like,
"No, you."
Well, no, that's the other thing. I think if you do that stuff,
that was worse. That's a compliment.
Yeah, I think if you do that stuff, you have to like make the personal attacks. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
That's just what I was going to say too. And also, if you agree to be a part of the roast, you need to have your thick skin.
Oh yeah, you got to toughen up.
Because there were some people that you could just tell that they were just like.
Well, and here's the other thing. Look, I'm sorry, Diction. Maybe that's not apology to Diction, but I'm sorry to everyone that tried to make fun of Diction. I'm pretty sure he knows he's not skinny. You don't have to say that every fucking joke. Like every person went up there was like, "Hey, Diction, hey Diction, you're kind of fat, right?" Oh, okay, that's all my material. Fuck, we better leave. Like,
well, but that's the thing that people who don't like make comedy or whatever don't understand. It's like you have to mention the obvious and then move the fuck on immediately.
Yeah. Once the obvious joke is,
it's like every person did that, and it was like, oh, here's another fat joke. Okay, and I'm sure by then Nick was just like, next, let's move on.
Like if I was a part of the roast and I had a really good zinger, a really good joke, but then everybody did the same joke and like beat it to death, unless that joke is killer and unique in some way, I cross that shit off and move on to the next thing. Maybe try to think of something on the spot that goes right on to the next thing.
You know, that's funny that you say that because I worked out some jokes and I was talking to DP before the roast or after the roast, and he goes, I said, did this joke get in? And he goes, yeah, I told that joke. That's probably why, because we came up with like one of the same jokes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like just worded differently. And he said, yeah, I told that joke at the opening. And I was like, that's probably why he didn't say it like afterwards, because it was
that
like
happens
super
too,
similar.
Yeah. I will say Diction did a very good job of, there was a joke that he told Jericho, and he was basically just like, hey, Jericho, this is what future you looks like. So stop fucking up or something like that. I was like, that okay.
Yeah.
That's an acceptable fat joke because he was making himself and it was a twist.
Yeah, he was saying, like people say we look the same, you know, like we're really similar, like we're just like brothers from a different mother or whatever. And then just like, who? And then Diction walks over and stands in front of him. Good. And he's like, look at your like this is your future.
Yeah. That was good. And
I think that's what he ended it on too, so it was pretty good.
But yeah, that stuff's got to evolve somehow. I don't know. It's got to.
No, I think it's a great idea. It needs to not like. There's just a lot of hiccups, and it needs to be solid a week out.
I will say
the show has to be ready to go a week before TwitchCon.
I will say last year's Wheat's roast was like 2.5 hours. It was so fucking long.
I was in the audience for that, and I was just like, holy fuck,
Same
this
here.
is still going.
Jericho's roast was like 30 minutes. Like people went up, said their 5 jokes, took 5 minutes, and then they were off. And I did appreciate like the brevity of that. It was very, very quick. It wasn't like drawn out, which is cool.
Well, the thing with the wheat roast is, and this is something you should never say to like a comedy act, like a comedian, stand up, anybody. They said the act after you has canceled. You can go as long as you want.
Okay.
You don't.
And that's what happened. So they fucking did. I did mine. I think I did 10 minutes, and I was like, done, see ya. And then some people like, as good as it was, some people like did 15, 20-minute like sets, and it just dragged on. I was like, does no one know that brevity is the soul of wit?
Yeah.
So that was
I will say I'm probably a little biased in the sense of enjoying Wheats more because I am closer to Wheat than I am to Jericho.
Right. Yeah.
And so
the jokes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that was I especially like watching that one every once in a while, because if you go back, you can see like I'm trying, because I didn't know Jeff that well. I didn't know In Control that well.
Yeah.
I knew almost everybody else up there kind of well, but In Control I didn't know very well. So I was like, at the time, I was like, you can see me like floating jokes going like,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
and Jeff
found me.
Jeff comes off a little defensive sometimes too, so I could see why you would be writing that line. I'd probably be a little bit worried too about what I would say, but I think everyone would be worried.
Actually, like that's kind of the reason why I think I warmed up to him a lot, because after that is like, oh, he can take a joke like a champ. That's great. Okay, good.
Yeah. I think in terms of people that would be good on a roast, I think Adam Coble would be really good. Because he already roasts people randomly in role plays, and it's just like, what the fuck? That came out of nowhere, and that was so harsh. I think he'd be really good at that stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Max can speak from experience. I've been on the other side, but not on recordings. Yeah.
But I like it though, because I fire back, and I enjoy, like, that's that's how I endear myself and other people to me. Like, I pick on people, and I don't mind when they do the same to me.
Yep.
I think that if Adam was on a roast, that you'd have to tell him like, don't immediately speak after the joke and top it. Okay, let them tell their jokes like in succession, so you don't just like off your dome make them feel like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I agree. Adam's pretty savage. So, but we could sit here and discuss who would be good at roast all day. That's one thing I definitely want to see, especially if they're going to put as much spotlight on it and like give them the main stage and like make it the end of the day thing next year. They got to somehow evolve it. I don't know how, but that's a task that has to occur for sure.
Yeah.
I think they gotta evolve the whole con.
Well, yeah. I mean, and they will.
The whole thing in a whole, like, they've got to start going, this is a big fucking huge deal now. Let's go back to San Diego. Yay!
Yeah.
Where everything's set up to be con-like. There's a con center, and then across the street, there's like 40 bars. The Gaslamp District is great, and we can have the party in the fucking baseball stadium again. Woo!
It did work pretty well. I mean, there's a reason San Diego Comic-Con does that every year.
Not the TwitchCon last week, but the one last year.
Yeah.
That con was awesome.
It was pretty good.
That was.
I really enjoyed that.
That was one of my favorite cons like of all time.
Yeah, I got to say too, just as a as we're coming to a cap on TwitchCon and stuff, not a huge fan of Long Beach. It's not that great. I enjoyed staying on the Queen Mary because I like historical stuff, and I was walking around that ship and stuff, and it was enjoyable still. I really enjoyed the con just because of the decisions that I made in terms of like not going to the things that apparently were like shitty or like overcrowded, and that's just kind of thing I do now consciously at cons is I just avoid even if it's like something I'd like to go.
I'll be over there.
Yeah.
And it's not even an antisocial thing. It's just like after you've gone to cons for a number of times, you can pretty much tell when something's going to be a shit show for a while, and you're like, all right, well, that's not a valid investment or a useful investment of my time, so you do something else. But yeah, I would like to see it in San Diego or something else, another venue and location that, like you said, would be something similar to San Diego where it's set up for all that already.
Yep.
And maybe I wasn't looking around hard enough or something like that, but every place that I wanted to go seemed like it was a kind of a hike to get there. Like there was a couple of bars that were around the thing, because that's what I want to go do. I don't know, I can't speak for everyone else, but what I want to go do after con is like a day of con is go get showered, then come out, have a drink, have dinner, that kind of stuff. And it seemed like
Pretty common, I think.
Like there wasn't enough shit, and the shit that was there was like fucking Outback Steakhouse and Hooters and shit. Like, not kidding. There was like they're right next to each other. And like I don't want to go there. I want to go to a local place.
Yeah. I just hope they don't go the opposite extreme and go to like Vegas, because people will probably die from alcohol poisoning. That's too much for people, for streamers to go and
oh god, can you imagine
be held accountable for waking up the next day?
Dude, Vegas is pretty awesome for cons, though. Just saying.
Well, duh, but it's not going to work when these people have obligations the next day, Co. That's the issue.
Did you say Vegas?
Yeah.
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo! No, too dangerous. Too
That's what
dangerous for me. Bad idea for me.
That's what I'm saying, man.
SOE Live before SOE imploded was in Vegas, and me and a lot of other streamers actually ended up going to it because like Landmark was big at the time and stuff. And dude, that was awesome. Like it's one of those situations where no matter where you looked, there was something going on, someone you knew, or something you wanted to do. The entire time.
Without a doubt.
And when I was saying too dangerous, I mean too dangerous for me, like drinking and strip clubs and gambling.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I didn't want to get that confused.
Yeah.
Also, the only way they could do Vegas is if they made TwitchCon 7 days straight, a full week. Like you.
No, that's too long in Vegas. No,
crazy.
That's way too long in Vegas. What the fuck?
A week in Vegas?
You know what?
You're fucking nuts.
Hold on. Can you?
Twitch month. Let's just take the whole month of October and we'll make it Twitch month.
How would?
Go ahead. You guys won't even be there. Doesn't matter.
That's true. I wouldn't go if it was Vegas. But how would IRL stream? Can you record in a casino?
IRL streams, yeah. No,
you can't record in a casino, right?
Oh, that's right.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, not to bring it up again and dig us back into the IRL thing, but IRL streams in fucking Vegas at casinos and having people be ignorant and not realize you probably can't have a camera. They don't even want your phones out when you're at a table.
Dude, there's all sorts of laws about recording in a casino.
That would be a nightmare.
Like that, that's
that'd be a nightmare.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, no Vegas. Hard pass on Vegas.
Hard pass. I think even like a hard pass on someplace like Louisiana. I think Louisiana would also be too much. Or sorry, New Orleans.
Cool.
New Orleans is what
New Orleans.
Yeah. I don't know why I said
Orlando
Louisiana.
would be cool. Chicago would be cool too if they had it in the right spot.
I think Orlando would be fine. And any place that has like a Disney attached to it, like I'm really biased to Anaheim. I think Anaheim's like the best convention place, only because I've been to like 20 cons there over the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's always great. There's tons of food right next to it. The convention center has like 6 hotels down the strip.
Yep.
Disney's right next door. It's a tourist place already, so it's built for that. But it was probably rented out.
How about Denver?
I do Denver.
Denver has a one-shot flight for everybody.
Well, actually, you know what? Okay, so Denver
would be chill, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know enough about the Denver downtown area right by the con. I used to live in the Denver area, but the con itself is like the convention center that I saw. I don't know how huge it is. I don't know. I don't know if it would be like interesting enough. I think you're right. I think it would be chill, but I don't know if it could be cool.
No,
I will
Max,
say this: it will be annoying for people to fly into Denver's airport because it is in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then you'd have to go to Denver.
That is true. It is about a 45-minute drive.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, by the way?
No, I was gonna say everyone would be high as fuck, so they wouldn't need things to be interested in because you just find a leaf and be like,
Right, let's just go to Denver.
Do you have any
Let's do it.
walls? Because I'd love to watch them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god.
That'd be a fucking holiday for the weed stores in Denver. Just like all the video gamers coming down, like that, and like anybody who sells Crunch and Munch or Funyuns.
Yeah. God, they make so much money. That'd be the official sponsor of the Denver TwitchCon. Funyuns.
TwitchCon, sponsored by Funyuns.
Yeah, it'd be easy
The
sell.
Funyuns Arena.
Easy sell for sure. I think that's good on TwitchCon. You guys want to spend? I don't think we need to spend that much time on Destiny PC because it's pretty much Destiny console, but better.
Destiny 2 beautiful.
Yeah,
It's like
man, is it beautiful?
Beautiful edition.
Yeah, it's really good looking, but it's Destiny at the end of the day. But Ko, you didn't play the console version, so I guess you could probably speak to talking about the full game. What did you think of it from the 3 or so hours you played yesterday?
I have played a little bit of Destiny yesterday. I'm playing a couple more hours tomorrow morning. And I gotta say, as somebody who was a fan of the original Destiny, but skipped it because it wasn't on PC, as someone who did not play the console version that came out a couple months ago, I am exceptionally glad that I waited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Destiny 2 on the PC is the realized version of Destiny. And I think that, honestly, not only am I having a great time playing it, I'm looking forward to playing it tomorrow morning. And I have been having a great time with it so far. Yeah. Wow, does it really look that bad?
No, I think random tangent. Last night, Time Warner reset and sent new information to the modem, and I think one of those informations was to not make Twitch play that well. Because this is really bad.
Working.
Yeah, this is really bad.
That's what you streamed, Ko. How did you not know?
No, my life is a lie.
No, but I got to admit, I'm really, really pleased with how well it runs. I haven't encountered, I have it set on unlimited frame rate, and it generally stays around 200. I haven't had any instance of slowdown. I haven't crashed yet. Destiny 2, let's be honest. Destiny 2 is pretty vanilla in terms of what it offers, but it's nice that there's an option out there that is just really, really well made. The levels are gorgeous. The music is amazing. The cutscenes are AAA. It's just a good. I don't want to insult any Destiny fans. It's a good fallback game. It's a good game to just jump in and play when you got a few hours. It's not like the main course.
How dare you?
Excellent signage. I'm sorry. It's really I'm really looking forward to I'm playing Wolfenstein now. I've got Assassin's Creed Origins after that. Then I'm going back to Elix. And I'm actually looking forward to playing Destiny 2 in the afternoons. Just doing PvP, progression, helping out with the clan, doing the raid eventually. And I'm also looking forward to participating in the raids as they come out. Now, here's one thing, though. This is a question to you guys. I'm hoping somebody has heard anything about this. Have they announced at all if future raids are going to be console and PC at once? Or are they going to keep...
everything from now on is at the same time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that's
whether they honor that is remains to be seen. But they've said that from now on it'll all be at the same time. I hope that's true.
Cool.
I'm curious to ask you. Did you experience a memory leak at all? Did your game over the 3 hours get suddenly and perform worse?
I never experienced a memory leak, but I have not really had like an all-day session with it yet.
Okay.
My all-day sessions are usually like around 8 hours. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm ever going to do an all-day session of Destiny. Maybe if I'm doing the raids and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the time that I've played it, I have not run into any memory issues.
Wow. You were saying Twitch is loading slow for you before. It is real fucking slow for me right now. I don't know if this is...
Dude, before the stream, I couldn't even load game directories. I don't know what's going on.
I can't either. I was trying to pull up... I did almost 13 hours yesterday of Destiny, and I didn't realize that it was a memory leak until Lyric and Shorty both said, like, dude, restart your game. It'll feel like you're playing a different game. And so I did just that, and it was 100%. FPS was still all the same, but the game looked completely different after the reboot. And so it really feels like there's a huge memory leak. But that being said, we were all running at 1440p. Jericho, also running at 1440p, did not experience that. So I don't know what the big issue is. But there was definitely moments where like I would stop playing after 4 hours and just like pan my camera around with the mouse. And it looked like I was watching, like my movement was 144 FPS, but everything in the background that was graphical was like 5. And so it was doing this really weird, like huge stutter in the background, like everything was catching up.
Now tell me something. Was it an FPS issue or like a loading issue?
It wasn't either. It like FPS was fine. It wasn't loading slow or anything because like I could do a full rotation and see everything, but like everything in the background was skipping. It's hard to describe without showing it, and unfortunately I just can't load VODs. So I hope that somehow gets fixed. I don't know what that issue is, but I hope it's big enough to where it gets fixed because it's a pain in the ass to reboot a game after 4 or 5 hours.
Interestingly enough, apparently someone in my chat before the show was asking me if I knew about this. There's also a huge problem with Destiny 2. It looks like the SSSE3 stuff that some processors use isn't supported. So there's just like a large percentage, I think he said like 35,000 people that just can't play the game. Like they start it up and it immediately quits. And what's even weirder is Bungie apparently is being pretty quiet about this bug. Like they aren't hot fixing it. They aren't patching it from what I looked at. And it seems weird. I'm trying to find more information about it.
That really sucks. I know there's also, and I think Bungie's come out and commented on this, so this might be yesterday's news, but a lot of people are getting banned. There was a lot of false flags yesterday for different.
Yeah, I was going to say
stuff.
Banned erroneously.
Yeah, there was a lot of false flags for stuff. Like Discord overlays was apparently triggering it. NVIDIA Shadow Play was apparently triggering it, which is funny because NVIDIA sponsors a lot of this crap. Or is all over this game.
Here they are banning people for overlays and stuff like that. And then like the day before they announce like, oh, cool, you want to use a Zim controller and use auto aim on your mouse? Whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing from Bungie, because I know there's a lot of people who want this out. This is actually on the Bungie site. Following is true. Destiny 2 cannot automatically ban you. Only Bungie can ban a player after a manual investigation. Yesterday, we banned approximately 400 players on PC. Bans were applied to players who were using tools that pose a threat to the shared ecosystem of the game. We did not and will not issue any bans for the use of overlays or performance tools, including Discord, XSplit, OBS, RTSS, etc. Information on third-party application can be found blank at a link. We are overturning 4 of the bans that were issued during the PC beta.
So it was just a group of those. Man, that's funny how 700 people being banned can affect the entire population of Destiny, because that was all over the place yesterday.
Hold on, guys. Chat is pretty much firing off that is a fake
That's
news.
what Zeke just said. If you were not reading chat and listening to Zeke.
Sorry, I was reading the article they left, so it's cool. I was trying to be good, Cat. I'm sorry about that. And sorry, Zeke. I should have listened to you because you're always right.
Yeah, that's why I was making sure.
What I just read is from Bungie.net. So I mean, they could fucking inflate or exaggerate their own shit if they want.
That's crazy that 400
that's on
people.
Bungie's website.
Yeah, man. Because that happened yesterday, and like all 3 of our chats were just spamming like, "Oh God, don't run anything, don't run Discord overlay because you'll get banned, etc." And then it was all over Reddit yesterday. So I'm glad Bungie came out and said that shit. But yeah, it's Destiny. A lot of people came by and said like, "How is it?" And I just said, "Look, watch 5 minutes, and you'll kind of get that it's Destiny." The raid comes out next week for PC, but it's already all out there. And then I think December is like the next update or something. There's something coming out in December for it, but I'm not too keen on what that is. So, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely the best version to play if you have a PC that can run it, which seems like almost any PC can run it. Performance-wise, I was getting like 180 FPS, not combat, and like 100 plus in combat. So it felt really, really good. Viewership-wise, Ko, you usually watch this stuff. How was it across the board yesterday on Twitch? Was it about the same as a console launch?
Viewership did rise for the PC version. But a lot of the rise was because there were some pretty major streamers that came over, and there was what's called rise fall off, which is when a big streamer comes in and then a portion of those viewers then kind of roll over to the existing streamers.
Yeah.
And that's been good. The normal Destiny streamers, a couple of them have really catapulted up with Destiny 2, which is cool. We're talking like the difference between, 1,000 streams to 3,000+ streams. There's been a couple streamers that have really capitalized with the PC version. That's been good. However, what's been kind of weird is the top Destiny streamers are not quite as high as we were expecting. Definitely was thinking that we'd have at least a few 15K plus days for some of the regulars, and we are actually seeing them back at like normal expansion numbers, which is interesting.
Okay.
So it does look like that it's not quite the dud that we were expecting. I remember for a long time we were thinking that maybe the PC version really wouldn't be that much. There is definitely some hype behind it, but it's not quite to the point of like a new expansion or a DLC or something like that.
Okay.
Dude, that whole spiel that you just did, Ko, you sounded like the guy, the expert they call in, like,
oh no, yeah.
Like,
I was thinking that
how's the
too.
financial world looking? Well, let me tell you, and it's like just.
It's great. Yeah.
That's pretty great, man.
I thought the same.
Well, we got
You have a future
from the west.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I thought.
yeah, totally.
Snow. That's
Weatherman
coming
Co.
here, but we got sunshine coming in on Wednesday, so we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I went to him.
And then I'd be the guy on location in the fucking world. We're going, it's getting fucking windy out here, Ko. I just want you to know that it's fine. It's crazy. Like, people are boarding up their windows.
Yeah. And then me and Max are the anchors. Yeah. This could actually work. We could be Channel 4 news team. All right.
Yeah.
We could do it.
I think so.
If Twitch goes south, we've got
This could work.
yeah, this could work.
I think we could make a mediocre to half decent movie out of this.
Probably. Probably. All right. Well, I think we're due for a break because it's about an hour and a half. We usually take breaks here. I'm going to try and are Twitch streams working for you guys? Like, are they fully fluid? Can you guys?
I'm still having problems from when we talked before the show.
Fuck, man.
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm East Coast, though. I've heard there's some
Chad,
East
is the
Coast
stream
stuff
normal
going on.
for everyone? I don't know if I should like restart my entire Chrome, like back to default, or I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous because we're not gonna be able to show any of the games that we're gonna talk about in the next hour and a half, footage wise.
Well, I have this stream up on my TV over here, and it looks okay.
Seems like most people are saying it's fine.
Opened up another one, and it's fine here.
Looks like the stream is fine, but I saw a few people saying their follower list is dead.
Okay.
It's a problem I was having earlier.
I might
Yeah,
try
you
and
started today with 0 followers and gained 300,000. JP, good job.
sick.
Hey, well done, JP.
Sick.
good.
It's been a
That's
good day.
momentum.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here on Twitch. Thanks for the nice welcome, everyone. Let's take a break. I'll probably try and reset all of my Chrome stuff to default and see if it fixes. I don't know what else to do because I want to show some of the footage. But yeah. We'll be back. We'll be talking about Elix. Is it pronounced Elix? Is that how you do it?
I thought it was Elix. They call it Elix in game.
Okay. We'll talk about Elix. We've got Ko had a chance to check out Wolfenstein this morning. Maybe it's time for Indie Sunday catch up. We might do that. No promises. South Park for sure. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude, have we even talked about like the Evil Within 2?
No, because we didn't have a show really last week, so we'll talk about that as well. Yeah.
Played that.
We got
Talk about it.
Some great games to talk
Yeah, we got a lot of
about, man.
stuff. We only got an hour and 30 to fit it in, so I'm gonna stop talking and mute this, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Drop Frames. We'll see you then.